talk a little bit more, Alex, about the concert film, right? I mean, I think that's a big thing. It's going to be was supposed to be coming out earlier this year, but it seems like that's going to, of course, get pushed back. It's already May. But I think everybody, all Ozzy fans and fans of good music and Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne are excited for the Back to the Beginning concert film.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Bill Ward shirtless, drumming again. Sorry, I don't mean that sarcastically. I've been like waiting for this to watch this again, because there's only a couple clips on YouTube and they're not filmed very good. The Black Sabbath sounded so good. I need
Yeah, it
a
was
little bit
amazing.
more
Yeah,
Ozzy.
yeah.
Yeah, that was an awesome show, and they said they're gonna release it with a few surprises. What do you think
Yeah.
that could even be?
Man, I mean, maybe some clips of the rehearsals or sound check, which I think everybody would love.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
some behind the scenes of the band, just getting ready for the show, and kind of like how we got with that. What was it? That concert film that came out. With was it the last Black Sabbath show in Birmingham on the last tour? They did this big arena. It was an indoor show. I can't remember the name of the film, but they did this concert film to celebrate the end tour, right? And it was the last show in Birmingham, and they filmed the whole thing, and then the surprise in the concert film was then they went to the studio, right? And they played a day after in the studio, and they played The Wizard, a song that they didn't do live the night before. So that was kind of a surprise on the DVD.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Is that's from the 13?
Yeah, the 13. Well, it was the tour after that, right? Remember they did the
Okay,
13 tour, and then they toured again, the end tour, right? The last Black Sabbath tour.
cool.
And
I need to
they
see that movie still.
yeah, the last show was actually in Birmingham. It
Okay,
wasn't at Villa Park. It was in the arena, right?
yeah.
It was indoors. And they filmed the whole thing, and they made a concert film out of it. And kind of the surprise on that film was the band playing in a studio the next day after the show, kind
Okay,
of
cool.
reminiscing on the whole career.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you think this film? I mean, a movie is 2 hours long. How do
Yeah.
you think they're gonna condense it? Like, just show little clips of the whole thing, and then just Ozzy and Sabbath?
Yeah, I think the Ozzy and Sabbath sets are gonna be intact. We're probably gonna get the whole set with those, and other bands. I think I mean, they might include some of the Black Sabbath covers. I don't know if they'll include all of them, right? Because some of the songs weren't very well known. Maybe they'll include bits of some of the Black Sabbath covers, and maybe some of the full songs from some of the biggest artists. I mean, the question I have, and maybe you probably don't know this either, Alex, but like, how are the artists going to work? I mean, are they going to allow their music to be released in like the whole song, or maybe that's what's kind of delaying things too, because we don't know if like artists are okay with like having their whole set in the movie, or they just want some of the set. That's something that probably is being discussed.
I'm sure that's a huge complication. I mean, do you
Yeah,
remember when Axl Rose sang the Sabbath Bloody Sabbath?
yeah,
And it sounded like he couldn't hear the band because he was like 5 seconds behind, like
yeah.
at a totally different part than them. And I wonder, like, if that's an example of something that's there's all kinds of things like that that they've had to work on, or I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I mean, as we know, like artists are very picky with what gets out
Yeah,
in a film or a live performance. Like, they do these live shows, and sometimes they're not happy with the way it came out, and they don't want their music in the film, right? I mean, like I don't know if you remember, like Tool, it was like they had never done a live stream of one of their shows with video. So it was like a big deal that they allowed that to happen, and it was mainly because obviously Black Sabbath and Ozzy is so important to Tool, but like they kind of broke their own rules, right? And Tool's never really released a live album, right? They have the Saliva box set, which I actually own, but it was such a limited release. It was only like 200,000 copies, so it's like that's a band that I think might have a bit of an issue with having their any part of their performance in this film. Yeah.
yeah, because it's like it must get messy with like some people want their stuff in, some
Yeah.
people don't, and
That's
it's
what I
like,
mean.
well, do we want all of it or none of it? Because it would be nice to have like a main menu selection, and you can just click OK,
Yeah,
Metallica, and then it would be cool to see it all without interchanging the instruments, just
yeah,
back to back to back. Yeah,
yeah.
good question. We'll have to stay tuned, I guess, and see.
See what happens with that. Yeah. But what
Yeah.
else are you excited about with the film? Just to kind of close out this segment on the film.
Yeah, just to see both sets, it's got to be so emotional to see Ozzy sing all those songs for the last time.
I know.
And I mean, I was thinking when we were watching it, like these guys can keep going, but I didn't know it until after the fact that like he was in severe pain and
Yeah,
like opting out of taking medicines and stuff. So like I didn't
yeah,
realize how bad it was. Even though
yeah.
I probably was above average realization of how bad it was.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, but I don't think we were the only ones, Alex. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but a lot of the musicians commenting around that concert were all saying the same thing, that they thought Ozzy was like going to continue. So it's like
Yeah,
I don't
sounded
think we're the
good.
only ones. I mean, even the people that were at the show, who literally got to shake his hand and all that before and after. I mean, they were really shocked by the news when he passed weeks later.
Yeah, and it really made it so special how Sabbath had all four original members, and
Yeah,
like I remember specifically liking Iron Man because they slowed it down, and maybe all the songs are like slightly slower. It's like they just when you think Black Sabbath can't get more badass, it's like they slowed down the songs because of age, but really it makes the songs even the slower the Black Sabbath song is, the more intense it gets.
yeah, it's
So it's
heavier
just
for sure, man. Yeah, I mean, I think it was great. The show, it was the first time in what is it, almost 30 years, about 26,
crazy.
27 years that the original members played together, right? Because the last time the four guys played together was like what, 99, if I'm not mistaken. So it was like 27 years, right? I mean, Bill Ward was supposed to be a part of the reunion. It didn't happen. So yeah, almost 30 years that the four guys didn't play. So at least they got to do it one time.
And here's a question: will the three members of Sabbath play at the Ozfest? At
Oh
least
man.
Tony, at least Geezer will.
No, I think it'd be hard to have Bill do a full tour. I maybe he would appear at some of the shows, but here's what I think. I mean, I think the first edition of Ozfest is going to have some form of Black Sabbath, right? And I've talked about this. I don't know if I've talked to you about it, but I've talked to other people I know about it. I think obviously having like Tony Martin who sang with Sabbath in the late 80s after Dio. He's still alive. I know. Now, I think he would be a perfect candidate to be that singer for Black Sabbath again with Tony and Geezer and probably with another drummer. Because, yeah, I do think, at least for the first edition, it would be great to have some form of, at least half of the band of Black Sabbath there. I don't know what your thoughts are on having Tony and Geezer part of the Ozfest, on the whole touring cycle.
Yeah. Well, Geezer seems to be just like out and about. He's doing a
Yeah,
lot of stuff, so
yeah,
I would wonder if he might be in a lot of it. And Tony is pretty active
oh
too.
yeah,
I
yeah,
agree. Bill will probably be like one show at the most or
yeah,
something.
yeah. At the most, yeah,
Um, yeah, some kind of send off. But I guess this Ozfest will be so much about the future.